You know, it's just so hard when you just try to talk to your friends about your FIRE goals and they just laugh at you and tell you how you're unrealistic in trying to retire early, you know? Just it's so hard. Yeah. Hey guys, John here, and I am back. Alright, so I have to be super honest with you guys, so big life updates. If you watched my last video, you would know that I was going through a lot of personal stuff and I actually put FIRE on pause. Now that I've had time to really process everything, I think that it's appropriate that I can be more transparent with you guys and say that I underwent a breakup. Now, I'm going to spare you all the details of like my relationship and the breakup because I just feel like that's inappropriate to share in the public sphere, such as YouTube. But I will say that it deeply affected me and I needed to take time to myself to recover. And just so that everyone knows, it had nothing to do with my FIRE journey or any like financial fight. It had literally nothing to do with that. So that being said, after the breakup, I decided to go on a spontaneous road trip and find myself. And yeah, I spent tons of money driving and staying at hotels and eating, and I literally did not care about how much money I was spending. All I cared about was getting better in the moment. And honestly, I feel like that spontaneous road trip was so healthy for me because it really gave me time to reconnect with friends like over the phone as I was driving and just recenter myself. And as I was driving, I unfortunately did get a speeding ticket, so I had to pay for that. And honestly, like under normal circumstances, a speeding ticket would just be like no big deal. But I will say, when you are listening to breakup songs on your playlist, as you are driving 10 hours, it just hits different, you know? Literally in the moment, it felt like the worst thing ever. But honestly, looking back, it's kind of like really funny, and I talk to my friends about it and we laugh about it. Actually, my therapist says that I use humor as a coping mechanism to block pain and despair. So yeah, I was not keeping track of how much money I was spending in January. My focus was on recovering from the breakup, and somehow I managed to have a savings rate in January of 38.05%, which was markedly better than what I thought. That being said, I am not looking forward to my savings rate in February because this is the month that I paid off the speeding ticket, and in the transition of my partner moving out, I decided to stay in an Airbnb for a few days, so that cost a lot of money. And honestly, later this month, I plan on treating myself, you know, like self-care and self-compassion is so important, especially when you are vulnerable in life. And yeah, I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to feel good about myself. That being said, I am not putting FIRE on the back burner, and I'm just being more lenient instead. I'm going to consider February a wash when it comes to my FIRE goals, but you know, like I'm really taking this time to change my mindset, you know? Financial independence, as with all goals in life, is all about mindset. You have to have the right mindset in order to achieve the goals you want to achieve. And in order to have the right mindset, you need to nourish your mind and your body. If you don't nourish your mind and your body, you will burn out on the journey towards achieving your goals. So it's super important to practice self-care. Since the breakup, I have made a resolution to work out 1 to 2 times every day, and each workout is at least 30 minutes, if not an hour. So on average, I work out at least 1 to 1.5 hours every day, and I also try to make it a point to drink at least a gallon of water every day. In addition, it's not just about physical health, but also mental health. And I'm planning on reading a bunch of books in the meantime and doing like things for myself, like meditating. Some of the books that I'm reading are like The 4-Hour Workweek, which I definitely recommend to all of you guys who are trying to achieve financial independence. I actually read this book before I even got into financial freedom, but honestly, this laid the foundation for me. And then I'm also taking time to read stuff that I always wanted to read, like this book, The Healing of America by T.R. Reid, which talks about like healthcare. And if you guys have followed me from the very beginning of this channel, you would know that I'm actually doing this FIRE journey so that I can go into health policy. I actually don't plan on retiring early. I plan on changing to do something that I'm very passionate about without ever having to like worry about a paycheck. Other books that I want to read are this book, Our Kids, The American Dream in Crisis, which talks about the inequalities that different students face as they try to achieve the American dream. And I also want to reread this book, Evicted, which talks about our homelessness crisis in America. So all of these things that I want to do for myself. So yeah, I'm on this journey towards like recentering myself, refocusing, rediscovering myself, and ultimately reclaiming the things that made me me. That's really important to me right now, and yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to release this video to let you all know that I am back on the fire train. I'm ready to do this, and I feel re-energized and ready to conquer my goals. Alright guys, so thank you so much for watching. You know, honestly, I've learned that life is all about ups and downs, but it doesn't matter if you're like going up or down as long as you're moving forward. If you're moving forward, you're moving in the right direction. And that's all I have to say about that. So until next time, guys, bye.